Hey guys, UEFA Champions League match day 1, Thursday's fixtures. I'm going to break down everything in this video, guys. Newcastle versus Barcelona, Manchester City versus Napoli, Club Brugge versus AS Monaco, Copenhagen versus Bayer Leverkusen, Frankfurt versus Galatasaray, Sporting CP versus Kairat Almaty. I'm going to break down all these games for you guys. I'm going to give you guys my expectations from these 6 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow. I'm also going to give you guys my predictions for these 6 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow. So if this is the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, I will invite you to just stay patient, watch the video carefully till the end, and tell me how you think about these games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, and also your predictions for these 6 UEFA Champions League games that are going to be taking place tomorrow. Now let us jump into it. 6 UEFA Champions League games are going to be taking place tomorrow. 2 games are going to be played at the same time, 5:45 my local time, that's my African time here, 5:45, and 4 games are going to be played at 8 p.m. my local time. I don't know what time is it where you are watching the video from. And now when you take a look at the first 2 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, Club Brugge versus AS Monaco is going to be the first game of the day, alongside Copenhagen versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now when you take a look at this first game between Club Brugge and AS Monaco, I know the game is going to be balanced, because when you take a look at Club Brugge and AS Monaco, they have similar playing statistics, even like from last season till the current season, right? Club Brugge is a club that will frequently be seen in the UEFA Champions League. The AS Monaco is a team that comes and go. They can participate in the UEFA Champions League this season, like they participated last season, they'll participate this season, and maybe they can come a time, maybe next season you happen not to see them again. So that is exactly how AS Monaco is looking like. AS Monaco defeated Barcelona last season in the UEFA Champions League, and this season they have added some quality players again to their squad. So I believe that this game is going to be a tough one for both sides, because the transfer window was for everyone. Club Brugge made their own signings, AS Monaco made their own signings, but at the end of the day, the game is going to be a balanced one between the 2 clubs. That's what I know about this game. Copenhagen versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, when I take a look at this game, I don't know much about Copenhagen, but one thing I know about Bayer Leverkusen is that they sold a lot of players this summer. Their best coach, Xabi Alonso, left the club. Their best player, Florian Wirtz, left the club. Their team captain, Jonathan Tah, left the club. One of their best midfielders, Granit Xhaka, left the club to Sunderland. And also their right back, Jeremy Frimpong, left the club. Their left back again, Piero Hincapié, left the club. And Victor Boniface, their striker, also left the club only during this summer transfer window. So I feel like it is going to be a tough game for Bayer Leverkusen in this game. I remember they signed Erik ten Hag as their new head coach, and he coached just after 2 games they fired him, and now they have a new head coach that even helped them. I think they won a game this weekend. 3-1, and I think this is a way for them to start off their season in a good way if they can win the game against Copenhagen. But I feel like it is going to be a balanced game between Bayer Leverkusen and Copenhagen. And now when I take a look at the 4 games that are going to be taking place at 8, the first game is going to be that of Frankfurt versus Galatasaray. This game is going to be a tough one. The reason why I'm saying this is because Frankfurt is a team that always disturbs UEFA Champions League teams. Then Galatasaray, to me this season, is a club that we are underrating it. Nobody sees Galatasaray as one of the favorites to win the UEFA Champions League this season. But when you take a look at the quality of players that they have signed this summer, you have a feeling that they can be considered one of the favorites. I'm not saying that they are the favorite. They can be considered one of the favorites to win the UEFA Champions League this season. They have one of the best strikers in the world, Victor Osimhen. They have Leroy Sané in their team. There is Gundogan in their team. So with all the signings they made this summer, a lot of things are going to happen in this game tomorrow against Frankfurt. When you take a look at Frankfurt last 5 games, Frankfurt won just 3 of their last 5 games and suffered 2 defeats in their last 5 games, where Galatasaray won 5 of their last 5 games in all competition. Galatasaray is still to suffer a defeat in their league this season. So it is going to be a tough game for Frankfurt, though they are playing the game at home with a home advantage. When it comes to UEFA Champions League, it is always tough to predict, but I feel like Galatasaray is going to massively dominate this game against Frankfurt. And another game of the day, which starts at 8 o'clock also, is going to be that of Manchester City versus Napoli. Remember, this is going to be Kevin De Bruyne's first game in the UEFA Champions League as a Napoli player, and that game happens to be against his childhood club, Manchester City. I'm just going to call it his childhood club because that is his biggest club, right? I'm not going to call Chelsea. Manchester City is his biggest club. So he's going to play this game tomorrow against his former club, Manchester City. It is going to be a tough one. The reason why I'm saying it is going to be a tough one is very simple. When you take a look at Manchester City last 5 games, Manchester City won just 3 of the last 5 games, won 2 league games in this season out of 4, and suffered 2 defeats this season. So 3 victories for Manchester City in the last 5 games with 2 defeats in the last 5 games. When you take a look at Napoli won 5 of the last 5 games, 3 victories in their first 3 Serie A games of the season. And when you even go at the level of head-to-head, Manchester City came across Napoli ever since the 2 clubs were created just 4 good times. Manchester City defeated Napoli 3 good times and Napoli defeated 1 time. So it is going to be a tough game tomorrow between Manchester City and Napoli, but I know it is going to be an interesting one. That is why I said nobody should miss this game. And I think the game of UEFA Champions League match day 1 is even going to be the one of Newcastle versus FC Barcelona. The reason why I'm saying it is going to be the game of the day is because there are many people that are waiting for this game. Lamine Yamal is not going to be available for this game. And when you take a look at Newcastle, Newcastle is a club that is very difficult to defeat them at home. And besides, Barcelona did not play a single Premier League club last season in the UEFA Champions League. This game against Newcastle is their first UEFA Champions League game of the season, and also their first game to play against an English club in the UEFA Champions League in 2 years. So it is going to be very difficult. When you take a look at the last 5 games of Newcastle, Newcastle won just 1 of the last 5 games, suffered 2 defeats in the last 5 games, shared points in 2 of the last 5 games. So just 1 victory in the Premier League this season after 4 games. It is going to be a tough one. It is going to be a tough one for real. And when you take a look at Barcelona in their last 5 games, Barcelona won 4 of the last 5 games and shared points in 1 of the last 5 games. So 0 defeat for Barcelona in the last 5 games, 2 defeats for Newcastle in the last 5 games. Barcelona have come across Newcastle ever since the 2 clubs were created 4 good times, and Barcelona won Newcastle 3 good times, and Newcastle won Barcelona just 1 time. So it is going to be a tough game. Like, I'll keep on repeating this statement. It is going to be a tough game between Newcastle and Barcelona. When you take a look at Newcastle players, you discover that there is a player at Newcastle that is more than 2 meters tall. Dan Burn is 2.03 meters tall. 2.03 meters tall. And there is a striker, Nick Watermet, who is estimated to be around 1.97 meters tall. So I don't know how Hansi Flick is going to play tomorrow to defend against these huge guys, because when you take a look at Barcelona's team, you notice that there is no player in Barcelona that is up to 1.96 meters tall. So I'm also seeing rumors that Hansi Flick is considering starting the game with Ronald Araujo alongside Christensen as his 2 central backs, because he feel like he needs players that can stop these 2 guys, and Hansi Flick does not believe that Paul Kubasi can stop these guys because of their height. So it is going to be a tough one for Barcelona, right? Another game of the day is going to be that of Sporting CP versus Kairat Almaty. Remember, this is actually the final game. I said there were 6 games, so this game is going to be tough. It is going to be tough because Sporting CP lost their best striker, Victor Gyökeres, though they got a striker now, Luis Suarez, who is very good. And the Kairat Almaty, what can I say about this game? What can I really say about this game? Anyways, the only thing I can say about this game is that let us wait till tomorrow. Let us wait till tomorrow, because when you take a look at the games that took place yesterday, Benfica, who were considered favorite to win their game against Karabakh, after 10 minutes, they were leading Karabakh 2-0. But Karabakh came and scored 3 goals to win Benfica, and in their field, 3-2. So there is a possibility that anything can happen tomorrow. I'm not going to underestimate Kairat Almaty to tell you that no, they're going to defeat Sporting CP. This is the UEFA Champions League, and anything can happen. Now, my expectations and predictions for all the 6 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, if I take a look at Club Brugge versus AS Monaco, like I said, I'm expecting a balanced game between these 2 clubs. But my prediction for this game is that both clubs are going to score in this game. I don't know how many goals, but I have a feeling that both clubs are going to score in this game because of their recent statistics. Copenhagen versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, it is going to be a tough game for Copenhagen and another tough game for Bayer Leverkusen, but I have a feeling that Copenhagen playing at home with a home advantage, they can possibly defeat Bayer Leverkusen. Remember, Bayer Leverkusen is still in search of how they are going to play. So I think Copenhagen is going to defeat Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Frankfurt versus Galatasaray. I said already, I'm expecting a massive dominance from Galatasaray in this game over Frankfurt. Though Frankfurt plays at home advantage. And at the same time, my predictions for this game is very simple. Galatasaray is going to score at least 2 goals in this game against Frankfurt and win the game. And the game of Manchester City versus Napoli is going to be a tough one. Manchester City not really having a good season. Napoli having a good season. Manchester City playing at home home advantage, supporters all behind them. I feel like both teams are going to score in this game. Newcastle versus Barcelona. Like I said, this is going to be the game of UEFA Champions League match day 1. And my only expectations for this game, first of all, is for the two teams to play well, Barcelona play well, and I am expecting Barcelona to win the game at the end of the day. And my predictions for this game is simple. Both teams are going to score between Newcastle versus Barcelona. And the final game of the day is that of Sporting CP versus Kairat Almaty. Like I said, I cannot really predict this game. When I just take a look at the game of Benfica versus Karabakh, I just feel bad for this game between Sporting CP versus Kairat Almaty, but I have a feeling that Sporting CP is going to win the game tomorrow. Now, when I take a look at this Newcastle versus Barcelona game, I'm a Barcelona fan. I'm not going to end the video without giving you the formation that I am expecting to see tomorrow. Barcelona, right? When I take a look at the current squad of Newcastle, right, they have players that are very fast. Elanga, if Elanga is going to play this game, I think he's very fast. He's very, very fast. Koundé also needs to be very fast on that his side, right? So I think the formation that Hansi Flick can use in this game is his normal formation, 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-3. That's almost the same. So if I'm to play two center backs in this game, from the rumors I'm seeing, I'll use Christensen and Araujo. Remember, these two guys are trying to prove something, so I'll just try and use them as my two central backs, and then Jules Koundé as my right back. And then I don't really think Gerard Martins can really save as that left back, but I'm going to use him since he's the only one. I'm going to use him as the left back in this game, right? When I go to the level of the midfield, Frankie de Jong is going to be available for this game, but I'm going to start the game with Pedri, Marc Asado, and Fermin Lopez. When I go to the level of the attack, I'm going to use Marcus Rashford, Ferran Torres, and Rafinha. The reason why I'm using Ferran Torres over Robert Lewandowski is because I feel like the game against the Premier League club comes with a lot of intensity, and I don't think Robert Lewandowski can run again. He does not have those legs again. So bringing Robert Lewandowski around the 60th, 70th minute of this game is going to be more useful. So Barcelona, guys, I've come to the end of this video. If you have watched the video right up to this level, right, the first thing I'm going to appreciate is corrections. You know, I'm just an upcoming football analyst, and I believe that I make mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes, right? The first thing I'm going to appreciate if you correct me down in the comment section. If there was something I said in the video that you think is not okay, just let me know down in the comment section. You give me your predictions for these 6 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow, and your expectations for these 6 games that are going to be taking place tomorrow. Most importantly, if you do not subscribe to my YouTube channel, just kindly subscribe now. You hit the thumb up to this video, and most importantly as well, you share the video to 1 to 2 people. See you guys until my next video.